Strategic back again. What's going on, guys? It's 6 in the morning Eastern time. Excuse me. Let me be as accurate as possible. 6:56 a.m. Eastern time. I got some updates for you guys on this Luigi Mangione case. Luigi Mangione speaks. He finally speaks. This gentleman was arraigned in Pennsylvania, and he accuses police officers of planting money and other items of evidence on his person. I want to go ahead and read that for you guys, and then we're going to go over to some of the other things that's going on. His family also speaks, and also we'll talk about the Justice Department investigation against Brian Thompson, okay? You guys know how we feel about this on the show. We do not condone murder. I have no idea why people are in any way siding with Luigi Mangione. He is a madman, but I do understand that Brian Thompson was no angel himself, but nothing that he did warranted him being gunned down on the streets like an animal with no due process, no nothing, just cold-blooded killed. This father, this businessman. We should be mad at the system, not mad at the person. The system is broken, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into this. Luigi Mangione accuses cops of planting key evidence. The Ivy League graduate arrested on suspicion of assassinating the CEO of United Healthcare took issue with two of the prosecutor's claims during the first court appearance on Monday night. Once again, thank you everybody who's joining me today. It's early morning, and it will pop up live. Luigi Mangione, 26, was arrested earlier that day at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, carrying a backpack with a black 3D printed pistol silencer, loaded Glock magazine, and fake IDs, according to the criminal complaint. Prosecutors believe he gunned down Brian Thompson outside an investors meeting in New York City last week. During his court appearance, the judge read the full complaint out loud to Mangione, who said it was his first time hearing it, CNN reported. Prosecutors argued that Mangione was carrying about $10,000 in cash and that his bag was a Faraday bag. If you don't know what a Faraday bag is, it's a bag that blocks cellular service signals. So nothing electronic, no electronic signal, Bluetooth, cellular, nothing can get inside or outside of that bag. So it effectively basically stops your phone from being tracked. So if you're interested in not being tracked, you get a Faraday bag. You don't want to be tracked, but you don't want to throw away your phone. You want to use your phone whenever you feel it's convenient for you. You get a Faraday bag, and that will prevent you from being tracked. Let's keep going. All proof he was a sophisticated criminal who should be held without bail. I'd like to correct two things, Mangione said after the prosecutor finished speaking. According to CNN's Danny Freeman, I don't know where any of that money came from. He said he doesn't know where any of the money came from. I'm not sure if it was planted. And also, that bag was waterproof, so I don't know about criminal sophistication. So he's denying that he had the money, and he's saying that the bag was not meant to hide his cell phone signal, so he could not be tracked. Let's keep going. Prosecutors had said he was carrying about $8,000 in US dollars and $2,000 in foreign currency. I'd like to know what foreign currency he was carrying, because that would give us an indication of where he thought he might flee to if he had more time. CNN reported Mangione didn't say anything about the gun or the silencer. Now, it's interesting that he didn't make any statements about the gun and silencer, which are probably the most important things that he was carrying, the most things that tied him to, the murder, like the gun and the silencer. Oh man, don't worry about that stuff. I'm okay with that. But the $10,000 in cash, $8,000 in U.S. currency, $2,000 in foreign currency. Yeah. Yeah, that's an issue for me. I didn't have that. Mangione should have been in a hotel if he was smart. This guy is a very intelligent guy. He's a genius. Very smart individual. He graduated from the University of Pennsylvania, which is a Ivy League school, ladies and gentlemen. It's not the State University of Pennsylvania. A lot of times people will misconstrue these two universities. The State University of Pennsylvania is a state school. It's an okay school. It's not bad. You go there. It's a decent school. But the University of Penn is a Ivy League school. He graduated with a dual bachelor's and master's. So he got his master's at the same time that he was working on his bachelor's. He was in a dual program for computer engineering. So he got his master's at the same time that he got his bachelor's. He graduated in 4 years with both a master's and a bachelor's. Very smart young man, very intelligent individual. Definitely looked at a lot of his writings. He was very philosophical. He was definitely, you clearly see that this guy, dabbled in philosophy and ethics, etc. But obviously he was able to read it and comprehend it, but he wasn't listening to it. So guys, please hit that like button for me, please. Hit that like button, support the channel. Want to go over to Brian Thompson now. Brian Thompson, who was the CEO of United Health Care, which is a subsidiary of United Health Group. So United Health Group is the larger company. So Luigi didn't off the CEO of United Health Group. He offed one of the underlings, one of the subsidiary individuals, okay? So like I told you guys in my previous videos, nothing was accomplished. Somebody has already taken Brian Thompson's spot. Nothing has changed. You know, that's why you change the system. You don't go after the underlings. Like, really, Brian Thompson was an underling, ladies and gentlemen. He was not the CEO of the multinational conglomerate United Health Group. He was the CEO of the subsidiary United Health Care. Big shout out to Jamie Brooks, who's joining me. Appreciate you for coming through and supporting the channel. Please hit me up in that comment section, guys. Let me hear from you guys. Let me hear where you're calling from. Support the channel. And please make sure you hit that like button. So, Brian Thompson was one of several senior executives at the company under investigation by the Department of Justice when he was gunned down outside a Manhattan hotel on Wednesday. So he was under investigation. Let's see why. Thompson, who was killed in what police call a targeted shooting outside the Hilton Hotel in Midtown, exercised stock options and sold shares worth $15.1 million. He sold shares worth $15.1 million less than 2 weeks before news of the federal antitrust probe went public, according to a Crain's New York business report from April. So, right before, of course, his company knew that they were about to be under investigation by the DOJ for improper practices. I think they were basically consolidating too much and they were taking too much market share. It was almost like doing a monopoly. Right before, they knew that the Justice Department was interested in them because the Justice Department was asking questions. And when the Justice Department asks questions, you know that they're considering, at the very least, some type of investigation of your company. So once he saw that the Justice Department was asking questions, and maybe somebody from the Justice Department says, hey, you know what, we're about to do an investigation. And, you know, everybody's on the take, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody's on the take. Once he got word of that, he sold his stock options knowing that when your company's under investigation by the Justice Department, your stock price drops. It doesn't have to be, you know, forever. It could just be a temporary drop, but your stock price is going to drop when you're under investigation by the Justice Department. He sold his shares, which means that he profited and his shareholders lost because the shareholders didn't know that the investigation was going to happen. So when the investigation happened, share prices dropped, people lost millions, tens of millions of dollars in some instances. He gained millions of dollars because he sold before the shares dropped. That is illegal. That's illegal. And it's typical robber baron behavior. But once again, he's doing what all business people do. He's doing what all business people do. So what you do is you go after him the legal way, which the Justice Department was doing. And the Justice Department has a pretty good track record of locking these folks up when they do stuff like this. We've seen dozens and dozens of business people in all different sectors going to jail. Martha Stewart went to jail for insider trading. The only people who don't go to jail for insider trading is Congress, like Nancy Pelosi. Doesn't matter what your political beliefs are. If you know anything about business, you know that Nancy Pelosi is an insider trader. And there's no shade about it because guess what? It's not illegal for Congress people to insider trade. Believe it or not. It is illegal for Brian Thompson to insider trade. It is not illegal for Nancy Pelosi and other House of Representatives and senators, whether they're Democrat, Republican, or independent, doesn't matter. It is not illegal for them to insider trade, and that is probably the biggest travesty in these United States, that our Congress people can enrich and engorge themselves with cash, insider trading with the knowledge that they have of who's going to get investigated, what drugs are going to be approved, what mergers are going to be approved. They can insider trade on that and never get in trouble for it, but nobody else in America can do that. It's messed up, guys, but it's a fact, and it's the way things are run in the United States of America. So he was being investigated. Thompson's stock options reportedly had several years until expiration. So that shows he wasn't even supposed to trade those yet. He forced traded them before they were supposed to expire. And the sales of shares were his first since assuming the helm of parent company United Health Insurance Division in 2021. So it also shows he doesn't have a track record of selling his shares. It's one thing if he sells his shares annually on a regular, and it's like, well, I was just selling my shares, what I usually do. If he divests his shares on a regular, that's one thing if he did that, but he didn't have a history of doing that. He did not have a history of doing that, and look, he just did it. Shows you that he did it for a reason, because he knew that the Justice Department was about to do an investigation on the company and that those shares would lose millions of dollars in value. Let's keep going. Thompson 50, along with United Health Group Chairman Stephen Helmsley, that is the real boss of United Healthcare, not Thompson. Thompson is the CEO of a small subsidiary. United Health Group Chairman Stephen Helmsley is the boss. That is the boss right there. Chief People Officer Aaron McSweeney and Chief Accounting Officer Tom Ross sold a combined 101.5 million shares, with Helmsley personally netting just shy of $85 million, according to the report. $85 million, the actual CEO, the big boss of United Health Group, netted in insider trading or alleged insider trading. All this stuff is alleged, ladies and gentlemen. None of these people have been adjudicated in federal court for insider trading just yet, or if ever. Let's keep going. Charles Ellison, founding director of the Weinberg Group for Corporate Governance at the University of Delaware, told Crain's that share sales by firm principals are typically scrutinized by a company's general counsel, so who can determine whether any additional disclosure to the market may be required before the trades are executed. Earlier this year, United Health was hit by one of the largest healthcare data breaches in U.S. history. The company estimated as many as 1/3 of Americans' private data, potentially includes Social Security numbers, were compromised in a ransomware attack following the latest in the murder of the United Healthcare CEO, Brian Thompson. All right. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's keep going. I want to let you guys know about the family. So the family speaks. And I just want to tell you guys something real quick about Luigi. Luigi is massively wealthy. Massively wealthy, okay? His parents are massively wealthy. His grandfather started a business doing real estate. He owned tons of resorts, tons of nursing homes, tons of real estate property. Gilman is a affluent private school, all boys private school that the parents sent the son to. The parents, my understanding, are running the grandfather's businesses. It's not like the grandfather sold them all and lost them all. The parents are continuing in that legacy of running those businesses. The parents are massively wealthy. The son is massively wealthy, ladies and gentlemen. So the family speaks. Healthcare issues. So people posting that he posted that he had healthcare issues. That was not his issue. His parents could pay for his healthcare issues. They could pay cash. They don't need a health insurance company. They were also employers. They also put people underneath their insurance companies. Insurance companies. They pay for people's insurance. So whatever his health issues he may have had nothing to do with his reasonings for killing this guy. He killed this guy based off of ideology, not off of personal experience, because his family is massively wealthy and he was gainfully employed with great health insurance because he was a tech bro. Let's keep going. And somebody in the chat said he was estranged for the family. He was, but he was estranged by his own accord. He was estranged by his own actions because the family was reaching out like, where are you? We miss you. Are you in a dark place? What can we do to help you? His family loved him. His family did not disown him. He was estranged from his family based off his own ideology, ladies and gentlemen, not because his family did not love him and would not have supported him, would not have financially supported him, would not have helped him if he needed some help. I don't know why this thing keeps popping up. What is wrong with you people? Anyway, the family of the suspect arrested in the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson said they are shocked and devastated. Luigi Mangione, a 26-year-old Ivy League graduate from a prominent Maryland real estate family, was arrested in Altoona, Pennsylvania on Monday. Thompson, 50, was shot on a New York sidewalk early last Wednesday as he walked to his company's annual investor conference at the New York Hilton Midtown. Big shot with Mark C. with a $9.99 super sticker. Thank you so much, Marky C. I appreciate you. Unfortunately, we cannot comment on this news report regarding Luigi Mangione. Mangione's family said in a statement that was posted on social media late on Monday by his cousin, Maryland lawmaker Nino Mangione, "We only know what we have read in the media." So even his family's in politics as well, guys. Family's in politics. That's kind of like Mangione right now. Like, what are you doing, bro? You had your whole life ahead of you. And look at you. You're like Nacho Libre. The statements added, "Our family is shocked and devastated by Luigi's arrest. We offer our prayers to the family of Brian Thompson, and we ask people to pray for all involved. We are devastated by this news." Prosecutors in New York filed murder and other charges against Mangione on Monday night, according to the Associated Press. And they charged him with second-degree murder, and I wonder why they didn't charge him with premeditated first-degree murder. So I got to look at the law real quick, but I'm so surprised that New York did not charge him with first-degree premeditated murder. But let's keep going. They can always amend it. They can always charge him with second-degree murder, and that's going to require him to go to a grand jury anyway. And they're probably reserving the grand jury to charge him with first-degree murder. So they're probably initially charging him with second-degree murder. Then they're going to go to a grand jury, and they're going to probably seek the grand jury to charge him with first-degree murder. But let's keep going. Prosecutors. Let's see. He remained in jail in Pennsylvania, where he was charged with possession of an unlicensed firearm, forgery, and providing false identification to police. During an arraignment in Pennsylvania on Monday night, he reportedly suggested that evidence may have been planted on him. We already discussed that. Mangione was arrested after a customer in McDonald's restaurant in Altoona noticed that he resembled the man in surveillance photo that police in New York had publicized after the shooting. So that's his mugshot right there. It's him. He's got the smock on, the bulletproof smock. Based off of his crime, I doubt anybody in jail would want to hurt him, to be honest with you. So I don't think he fears any reprisal in prison. When he gets convicted and he gets sent to prison, people are not going to come after him. They might try and extort him and target him because he's not a gangster, because he's not a tough guy, and he has money, but nobody's going to come after him based off of his crime. I'm not condoning it anyway. You guys know I've been speaking out against people who have condoned his actions. I'm just telling you based off of my experience working in the New York State prison system for 12 years before becoming a police officer. So I'm just giving you my honest opinion based off of how guys act in prison. They would not view his crime as something that they would find abhorrent. Let's keep going. Like a child rapist or a child murderer, they would not view him on that level. They would not care that he killed a CEO for a company. I think it's abhorrent that some people, this Matthew guy in the chat is saying, "Free Luigi. You are a detestable person." It's terrible. All right. I don't agree with the American style healthcare system that we live with. I don't agree with corporate greed, but we should not glorify murderers, because that could be your loved one. That could be your loved one. We should not glorify murderers. We have a system, and we should use the system to our advantage. Pressure your lawmakers to change the laws. You know, I don't agree with everything Bernie says. I'm not a Bernie bro, but Bernie proposed a different law system, and most of you folks called him a commie. Obama tried something, and they called it Obamacare. I haven't heard anything. In fact, the Republicans tried something. The public option was a Republican idea. Who did that? Mitt Romney. Every time somebody tries to do something different with our healthcare system, people deride them. The change starts with the lawmakers. The change starts with the lawmakers. And when people say, free this guy, you guys are deplorable people to me, because you are basically condoning murder. You're condoning murder. You're saying, oh, this guy's policies killed people. And by the way, and that's terrible, but by the way, I'm happy with him being killed. That's crazy. He didn't even kill the right person. This guy was a low-level employee. The real guy who we just covered, the CEO of the health group, he did insider trading and he just made $85 million. And that guy is free and clear, living a dream on his $100 million yacht. And you guys are over here glorifying the killing of a low-level subsidiary CEO. He's the CEO of the subsidiary, the smaller part of the company. He's gone. Somebody took his place. No policies have changed. Not one policy has changed. It's still the same company denying people every single day. And some of you, low-level thinkers are saying, free Luigi. Luigi's a murderer. Not only that, but his family is a part of the same corporate greed that some of you people want to speak out against. His family are the bourgeois. His family are the corporate overlords. How many small homes did his family buy out? How many businesses did his family crush for them to amass their wealth? Let's be serious here, people. Hold on, his wifey. All right, guys. Wifey's on the way to work, and my son called me. My son FaceTime mommy. He likes to play this game. It's his little thing. So to call me and tell me to come upstairs. He's such funny. They want to come upstairs. He's going to be hiding under the covers. Like, you can't find me. So I got to get out of here, guys. Listen, I don't agree with any of these corporate overlords, man. I just don't want people to get it twisted. I don't agree with these corporate overlords. I think our system is broken. We need to fix it. Corporate greed is at an all-time high. People need to, these corporations have no soul. These people are governed by money. That's all they care about is money, 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 money. They will dump toxic waste in our rivers if they could. They will deny our grandmother's heart surgery if they can. They don't give a damn about us. But guys, it's about the politics, man. That's what it's about. Change the politics, you change everything, all right? Change the politics, you change everything. We don't run around supporting people who supported the Unabomber. This guy was a big supporter of the Unabomber, ladies and gentlemen. We do not support people that support the Unabomber and decide that they want to go on busy New York City streets and assassinate people and kill fathers, all right? If anything, Brian Thompson, if he did insider trading, he belongs in a jail cell, all right? The CEO of United Health Group, the real villain, if you're really looking for a villain, that's the real villain. He belongs in a jail cell. We don't, and we should never condone people taking justice in their own hands, guys. We should never condone it. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. I got to go play hide and seek with my son. Be well. Please hit that like button. Even if you don't agree with what I'm saying, at least I have the courage to come on here and say it and try and give you guys the news from the best of my abilities, from a perspective that's not the corporate media perspective. Guys, I see you on the next one. Strategic is out of here. Let me cue up that outro. Peace.